Hi, and welcome to Tempe, Arizona, where it is a beautiful, crisp 103 degrees. And so I decided that it would be the perfect day to do a personal project out in the sun for hours. I am out here photographing the Tempe Municipal Building. I wanted to come out here and take 4 images. I wanted to take a detail image that best describes the project as a whole. I wanted to take your classic hero image, the one that I think makes the building look the best in general. I wanted to take an image that places it in its environment, as well as an image that I think the architect would appreciate the most. The architect on this project was Kemper and Michael Goodwin, and they completed it in 1971. It is a very environmentally conscious building, primarily because of the shape. The pyramid really helps kind of shade each individual window section from the sun, really making this built for Arizona, which I really appreciate. It also is a building that was built for community, and it's in the heart of Tempe, and that is a goal that I think they accomplished. So I'm excited to show you guys this project. I have some difficulties on it for sure. There's construction pretty much on every side of this project, and so you may see a little bit of that, and you may hear a little bit of that. And also, vegetation doesn't really like when it's 103 degrees, and so not everywhere is quite as lush as I would hope it would be, but I think these are all things we can overcome and still get some beautiful images today. So here's another angle of the building, and it's pretty cool. So it's basically this upside down pyramid, as you can see, and then this below ground garden. So on the detail image, I'm trying to find a way to be able to incorporate this garden as well as the pyramid architecture in one image. Definitely think this one's gonna be a vertical. Gonna try and pull in a little bit tighter. I would love to not have construction in it, but we may have to resolve that with the power of Photoshop because these things are here. And I would love to have community and people interacting with the shot or interacting with the space. But it's just really freaking hot out, and there's no one here. It's pretty much just me and then occasional security guard or something walking by. So we'll see. I don't know if this is the angle I'll shoot, but we'll figure that one out. So I found this really cool little spot where it's kind of up this little staircase, and so I'm about a floor up, and I can see out to this Tempe Municipal Building. And I love this location because it really places the building in its environment with a mountain behind it there. You can see the little A. Only problem is, even if I lean over this railing as far as I can safely, I still can't see both sides of the pyramid. And so you really can't see kind of the full shape of the buildings. So with that, I may still use this as the photo that places the building in its environment. But to be honest with you, I was really hoping for something that was a little bit overall, that kind of did show the full building. So we'll kind of see. There's a little bit of give and take there, but it's certainly a cool location. And finding an elevated location with a great view of the building is always hard to find. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the angle I'm gonna do for the overall hero angle. According to my Sunseeker app, the sun's gonna be setting that way. So I should be having this gorgeous right to left light kind of breaking across the building here. And right around 7 o'clock or so, should be really beautiful. So I think I said that that other angle was the overall hero image. It's not, it's this one. I didn't like how the wall was kind of breaking the view to the center of the building on the other shot, and I walked around the building and I went, oh, well, clearly this was designed to be the hero angle. And that's the front entrance right over there, so that makes total sense. I'll have to deal with these signs and these cranes and things like that, but you know, I'm not against a little bit of Photoshop when you need it. It's a good tool. Here's another angle of the building that I really like. I like that it's actually on the street. I think this might be a really good one to photograph that I think the architect would appreciate. I can get some of these cars and some of these light lines coming through to kind of show the fact that it's in the middle of downtown. I'd have a lot of stuff to edit out because I don't think the architect would appreciate those cranes, and there's just some distractions. So I just walked about 10 feet to the left, and it's basically the same exact image except for way better. So I think I'm gonna shoot this one. I think this one could be a really interesting shot too. I think seeing over the street and also kind of framing it by the tree really places it in the downtown Tempe area. And I think this is something that the architect would appreciate, and I think it really places it in his environment. So that may happen. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised at the condition of the building. It's an absolutely gorgeous building and architecturally significant to the city of Tempe. Yet there's a lot of things that seem a little bit in disrepair, like this little fountain here and a lot of the vegetation and landscaping. So I don't know if they have plans to renovate or anything on those lines, but potentially that's why they're not investing in keeping up with it, but we'll see. So I feel like this could be a great angle of the building, but unfortunately, there's just a little bit of construction here. This too could be a great shot of the building, but once again, just a little bit of construction. Here we have some construction. Just a little bit of construction. So I think that this space back here is going to be where my detail image is. Probably some sort of vertical showing the architecture as well as the garden. Yes, this is a garden. It's an Arizona garden during the summer, but it's a garden. And I don't have any other images that really connect those two things. And I know that to the architect, both the garden area as well as the significance of the pyramid architecture were very important. And so I definitely want to make sure that I include that in my set. I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of the gear I'm using, but to be honest, I really don't think the gear is the most significant part of this whole project. So I'm gonna kind of skim through it. First off, I got my tripod here. I don't even know what it is, but it's just carbon fiber sturdy tripod. That's all you really need. And then the D4 Arca-Swiss geared head, which is amazing and is able to give me a lot of fine tuning and a lot of control. And it's something that I can really trust that my camera is going to be safe on, which is important. As far as the camera body, I shoot with the A7R5, incredible resolution, does a great job. Sony's got its little problems. The yellows are absolutely terrible, but I fixed the yellows, and so not a really big deal there. And for lenses, I'm most likely going to be using just these manual prime lenses. They're Zeiss lenses from their Loxia line, and I think that they're wonderful, and I think that they handle flares and contrast really, really well. Not much of a gearhead, but this is my preferred setup and what I usually shoot most of my projects on. I really love the light on this shot. Ooh, there's an airplane. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, that might have been perfect. Cool, I don't remember what I was saying, but obviously it was not as important as an airplane. There's also a little bird on the railing to greet us. Since I don't have people, I guess an airplane and a bird are gonna do. There we go. I don't really think the light's gonna get any better than where it's at now, so I think it's probably a good time for me to move on. I really like this shot. Composition-wise, using a rule of thirds, right on that top corner, I've got that A right on the intersection of the two third planes. So it's really a really nice balance to it. Once again, it'd be nice if there was a little more liveliness to the vegetation and whatnot, but you know what? It's Arizona, it's 103 degrees. I'll take it. All right, back to lining up this shot, but 50 mil ain't gonna do it. So I'm switching this one out for the 21. Probably the widest shot I will be taking today. Another thing about Kemper and Michael Goodwin is they were big fans of Tempe, Arizona. They actually designed over 60 of the buildings on ASU's campus. And that's another big reason why I wanted to include that A in one of the images, is because they are quintessential architects of Tempe. And I definitely wanted an image that rooted them in that. So I'm gonna pivot a little bit here. My straight on location that I really liked at the front of the building actually has a bunch of cars parked in front of it now. And I actually love this shot. I think it's really beautiful, but definitely not gonna go with the 21 here. I think the 35 is gonna do it. I wanna show some context of the city, but I certainly don't want it to lose focus on the primary building. And so I'm hoping for maybe the building taking up 2/3 of the image or so. I think that'd be kind of a nice sweet spot for this. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see what final image I go with here, because this golden hour is absolutely stunning. But I know that the architect considered this like the lantern of Tempe, and that he would want it lit up at night as your typical twilight image. So I've already taken a bunch of shots, so I don't want to recompose it. I don't want to move anything, but check this out. Look at that. That's so sketchy. Oh my God, I hope my camera doesn't fall over and break. Ooh. Just chilling, waiting. Almost time for those sunset images, but not quite yet. So I got another about 10 minutes or so. So I'm just chilling here thinking, Michael Goodwin thought of the design of this building while taking a shower. And you saw how the light came in and hit the shower door, and immediately started drawing on the shower door this inverted pyramid. And I feel like this is probably one of the only architecturally significant buildings that was first drafted by someone in the nude. So we are about 10 minutes post sundown, and it's looking good. The sky looks good, there's lots of color. The only thing is the interior on the building is not very bright, and that's what I was a little worried about. Not super sure how this twilight shot's gonna come out, but we're gonna give it the best go. All right, so we're about 20 minutes past sundown, and interior's starting to look a little bit better, but police car just parked in the shot. So I think we are just about finished for the night. Let's wrap it up. We'll call it a day. All right, so I'm back at home and got the images edited up, and overall I'm pretty happy with them. I think one big thing that I've been thinking about is I shot this at the wrong time of year. It was too hot. It was too hot for me, had a hard time focusing. It was too hot for the vegetation, didn't look good. And it was too hot for people to be out and interacting with the building. So in general, that's kind of one big thing that I think I could have improved on, is planning that time of year a little bit better. But saying that, I think I did a pretty good job working with both the heat and the construction that was all around the building. And I think I got images that I'm pretty happy with. So I'm gonna kind of break those down, judging them by 3 categories. How good was the light in the image? How good was the composition? And did I accomplish the goal of what I was hoping to do with that image? So starting with the detail image, the light, I think I nailed it. Really love the time of day that I took this shot. I think it accentuates the architecture as well as the garden below really, really well. Composition, it's okay. It's a little bit tight. I think I could have made some improvements there. And as far as explanation of the space with the detail image, I think it does a good job of connecting the upper and lower levels of this building. Next, we have the image that places the building in its environment. This is probably, in my opinion, the weakest shot of the set. I really had this idea of showing this building in the Tempe landscape and how it correlates to all of the other buildings as kind of a wide shot, and I just wasn't able to achieve that. But finding this vertical, I am happy with the composition, I am happy with the light, but I'm not blown away by either one of those. As far as the objective, I don't really know if I fully nailed placing this building in its environment. So this is definitely probably what I would think is the weakest image of the set. The third image, the hero image, it's good. I feel like this is, in my opinion, kind of the most boring of the images, but it does a good job. It really showcases the architecture, shows the pyramid in its entirety, really kind of gives it that bold, dramatic feel. I feel like the lighting is nice. Maybe it could be better at a certain time of year or at a different time, but I think it's nice. I think the composition is solid, and I think the overall goal of achieving a hero image is there. It's just not the most exciting image to me. Lastly, I have the image that I think the architect would most appreciate. The light, it's a typical twilight, but I do think it's really beautiful. We got some nice color in the sky, and I think I handled that fairly well in the processing. Composition-wise, I think it's nice. I think we kind of have the building predominant in the image while still able to show other aspects of the space around it. And as far as accomplishing what I think the architect wanted, I actually think I did a really good job. I think using the symbolism of the lantern of Tempe really came across in this image. I was able to kind of bring up that interior a little bit to make it kind of shine and be the focal point of this image. And I think that it has a little bit of community as well to it, so I think that the architects would really appreciate this one. Overall, for the whole project, I would give myself a B minus. I definitely could have shot at a different time of year. I think that might have bumped it up to an A. I think if I didn't have the parameters of the construction around, I think I might have been able to find some even better compositions, maybe even a better hero image. But given the parameters I had in front of me, I do think I accomplished my task fairly well on this one. Maybe this is something I revisit down the road at a different time of year and tackle it again, but for right now, I am actually pretty happy with this set of images. If you stuck all the way to the end of this, I really appreciate it, and I hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment, and I'm happy to get back to you on that. Thanks again.